Hello everyone, and welcome to another coloring session. We will be continuing with with the dragon, the purple dragon with red and pinkish wings and some nature bits like leaves and flowers on the dragon. I did do a little bit more. You might be surprised by the color choice, but hopefully you will like it as much as I do. So here it is. What I did was, I will show it to you. What I did was I added blue bits, so it is going to be going from light blue to darker blue and eventually go from like a bit bluish purplish color and then to purple, so that it rounds up to be some sort of color transition, let's say. At least that's what I thought would work, but I guess we will see once I finish it. I hope you guys are doing all greatly and you're happy and content. Let me just put the colors here. I think these are the colors that I've used, so I can just take them from there directly. And for the beginning I will use blue colors, so I will take them out. There we go. So this will be it for the beginning. This morning I woke up a bit late because it was Sunday and I really couldn't get up, honestly speaking. It was a challenge for me because I couldn't fall asleep yesterday. So I guess it's okay not to wake up right away at 7 o'clock. On one of the Sundays. I think that's acceptable. So I will just go with that and excuse myself. But yesterday I did wake up quite early, again, as usual of course, at 7. And I took the cats out for a walk, one by one. Because during the weekend there are less dogs at that hour. People don't want to wake up that early, so it's a better time for cats to take a walk. However, what happened was, when I opened the curtains, I saw that it snowed. And that meant the cats were gonna be quite cold. I still wanted to give them a try, like take them for a walk. So that's what we did. We went, first of all I took the younger cat, who is like more courageous, and she doesn't usually, isn't bothered by dogs or loud noises. She's more chill, to say the least. So I took her as the first cat, and we went out of the building's door, and immediately she stopped. She was like, what is this thing? Because everywhere was white, completely white. So there was that much snow. And she was a bit surprised. She walked around, smelled everything that she could. And eventually I saw that she was having a hard time walking on snow. So I didn't want to push her too hard. What I did was I zipped down my jacket and I put her inside my jacket, and we just basically took a walk like that for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, maybe not even that, so that she could see some things. And she seemed to enjoy that actually. She was just sitting there with her arms and head out of the jacket, watching everything that's going on around. She normally, is quite jumpy when you take her on your lap, but she was just quite calm. Not scared, just calm, because she's really interested in anything that's different. She loves watching different things. So she was basically watching whatever was going around. There wasn't anybody or any dogs or anything, but the wind, the snow was still going on. It was snowing, so all of that was interesting for her and for me actually. I really enjoy snow, so that was fun. And eventually we came back into the building. I let her out of my jacket and we calmly went back home. Then I thought, the other cat might have been jealous, which is usually the case, so I took her as well. But by the time we got to the main door of the building, I opened it and she's like, nope, I'm not even going out. And I thought, okay, let me just take her directly into my jacket, since this worked with the other kid. And she was not happy about that. She was still scared somehow. Sorry for that sound. She was scared of the snow and the cold, I think, or I don't know what it was. And she basically hid behind me inside my jacket. So when I saw that, I really immediately just went back inside the building. I didn't want to push her too much if she's scared. So we went back and she got out of my jacket and I dropped her off at home. And when the other cat saw that I came back, she was like, okay, now where's the second walk? Let's go. So I thought, okay, then we can take maybe another walk once again. And I took her, and this time just immediately started with the jacket position. She was inside, and we just took a longer walk, let's say, and it was nice. It was nice. She was more interested in things, but eventually she somebody opened the door of another building, neighbor building, and a dog came out running. And when the dog saw me, she, I don't know, started running towards me quite fast. And I was worried if my kitten was gonna be scared, but she couldn't care less. So she was pretty cool, chill about that. Obviously, when the dog was circling us and barking, it was a very cute dog, by the way. It's just size-wise it was big, and I'm sorry, I don't know names of dog species, so I don't want to butcher anything by trying my chances, but it was a white fluffy dog. And eventually the owner came running and said like, I'm so sorry. And I said, that's okay, no problem. Because these things happen. You just let go of the leash for a second, especially when you're going out. The dog might just run around because they're so excited. So yeah, that's basically what happened there as well. But nothing happened. My kitty was okay. The dog went away with the owner, and we both went our own ways. But eventually, after a minute or two, my kitten started shaking a little bit. I think it was a bit too cold, even though I was covering her quite well. So we just went back inside. I dropped her off, and that was my time after that. So I left for a walk on my own. It was nice, I really enjoy my daily walks. Sure, it's fun to, take a walk with cats, but to be fair, it's not like dogs, at least, until they get used to it. And we haven't been going out on walks every day or anything, because we have a garden. I let the cats out there so they end up being more domesticated, let's say. But yeah, so then I took my own walk, and I was talking on the phone for the majority of time, and I lost track of time, and I ended up walking in snow when it's snowing for 2 whole hours. But no regrets. It was a lot of fun. And towards actually 9 o'clock or so, lots of people brought their kids out, and they were pulling their kids on sleighs, basically. I guess kids really saw the snow and went like, "Mom, Mom, Dad, Dad, can we go, please, please, please." Because that's, I know what I would have done if I were a kid. But yeah, it was cute. Lots of kids on sleighs being pulled by their parents on snow. Parents are having fun, kids are having fun. It was pretty cute. And normally I listen to music on my walks, but that time I just wanted to, enjoy the sound of snow. You know how your shoes make some sounds when you're stepping on snow? I just love that sound. I used to go on camping trips with my scouts group when I was like in middle school or so. Those were really a lot of fun, like on top of a mountain. The snow was like, the height of snow on the ground was almost as tall as I was. So it was pretty cool. And then you'd go back home, home, whatever shelter we had. It was like in the one that I really liked, in the place that I really liked, we didn't have tents, we had like, I don't know what to call them, barracks, like some sort of stone house. That was like really a lot of fun. You would go to the fireplace and chill, put your boots not too close, because I did burn some parts of my boots once, not like on fire, but they kind of changed color at the top where they were the closest to the fire. But, I didn't know, because we never had a fireplace in our home. But you learn something every day, I guess. And then we would make some snacks on fire. That was really nice. Good times. It's cold outside, but it's warm and cozy inside. What else can you want? I remember one time there was a snowstorm in the house, building, whatever. Me and my friend, we were staying on the top floor in a room, and we were like in total, I think, 7 people in the team, and we were staying on the top floor, and one night we heard like some banging sound from upstairs. And we checked, and apparently there was a snowstorm going on, and it broke our window, and all of the snow, everything went inside. Some even like wooden pieces from the nearby tree. Nothing big, but like, sticks and such. It was quite interesting, I'd say. We ended up having to sleep with other friends from the group, or teammates, let's call them. But 4 guys in one bed, even though it's a big bed, not ideal. Everybody's kicking each other, pushing each other, not comfortable at all. So I eventually said, you know what, this is not gonna work out. Maybe one of us should sleep on the table in the, let's call it, living room, the main room. And that's what I chose. I had my sleeping bag, so it wasn't that bad, and I slept on the table that night. Interesting experience. and because we had a situation and we couldn't sleep properly, they didn't wake us up for guard duty, even though I actually liked that bit, because on guard duty what you do is basically you sit in front of the fireplace, you chill, maybe, you know, again, prepare some snacks and eat them on fire. Just, you know, cool stuff, but they wanted to be nice, so they didn't wake us up. I guess that's still okay, understandable. So yeah, those were some good times. I like camping. I did it also with my friends a few times in high school or at university, with tent, of course, not with a building or anything anymore. That was just a couple times with the Scouts group. Well, camping can be fun. Of course, when you can't handle any, you know, bugs or living in nature without any modern or technological gadgets, then it probably won't be as much fun for you. We had a friend once who was like that, and he really didn't enjoy it that much, and after like 2 days or so he decided to leave. But yeah, still we had fun in those 2 days with him, and later with each other. So yeah, I feel like this is not going that badly. Maybe I should push it a bit harder to make the color more visible. I feel like this part should be darker than the bottom bit. So let's see. And perhaps I can just make some lines here. No, I'm gonna make the lines with this one. By the way, I was watching some ASMR video yesterday. Some ASMRtist was showing her Pokémon card collection. Oh, I got so influenced by that. I really wanted to buy my own. The video was relaxing in general, very nice, very nicely made, but it just had a different effect on me. By the end I was like, I need to go and get myself some more Pokemon cards and increase the size of my, you know, collection. It's also a fairly new YouTuber, so if you guys want to check her out, I'll put her channel info in the description. She has really cool videos. I've checked them out, a few of them, and very nice calming voice and very interesting things. I mean, we have very similar interests, so that might be also another reason, but I encourage you to check her out if you haven't already. And if you're watching me, I'm guessing you're watching a few other, you know, kind of new YouTubers, so you might know her already. But yeah, I got influenced and I really wanted to buy some more Pokemon cards. The sad thing was that I tried my chances with the nearest shop where I used to buy my Pokemon cards, and they don't sell them anymore apparently. I saw that they didn't sell them last couple of times, but I thought maybe, you know, they ran out or people are buying them a lot or something, but sadly they don't sell them at all. So, and today was not much of an option, so I guess tomorrow I'll be going and trying my chances with some other stores, because I really need to get myself some Pokemon cards. It's really like, I really want that right now. I used to collect cards, but mainly for playing purposes. Like as a child, you know, you collect cards, but it ends up being played. You don't get to collect them and just put them on the shelf. You can if you're patient enough. I was not. I loved playing with those, and if I eventually make a Pokemon card video, you will see that a lot of them are like incredibly used, almost torn apart, but that's another kind of making use of them, right? Having fun with them, playing. And I had a really a neat deck. I'm not saying a really good one, but it was a decent deck that could help me win games here and there when I was playing with friends. Not everybody had proper decks because a lot of people didn't know how many energy cards to use. They didn't know the importance of trainer cards and so on. But those are the fun things we used to do with Pokemon cards, and now it's more like a collectible. I don't know, maybe kids are still playing it, but it's mainly turned into computer games, I guess. Like you can play the Pokemon trading card game on the computer. There are some games, I believe. I don't know the names, but yeah. But I feel like it's even better to play them in real life, let's call it. These cards used to be at my parents' place after I left home years ago, and eventually, I think 2 years ago or so, I asked them if I could take them, if they could bring it to me when they were coming over, and they did, and I was so happy. I immediately played with them, immediately, and then I just bought myself a couple new card packs, but I was supposed to continue that, but it's when you have lots of different interests, you either forget about them or deprioritize them, so they were not that important for quite a while, until I saw that one ASMR video the other day. So I will be getting more cards, let's say, and then we will see what happens to my collection. I like Pokemon in general because it was my childhood. You would come home from school, immediately sit in front of the TV and watch the new episodes, or not new. I actually never knew when they were coming out, but every day they would be on TV, and we would just discuss what happened the next day with friends at school. Did you see? Did you see? Kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would probably still tell people the same way, discuss things, what happened in Pokemon TV show, but I'm not watching anything. I believe there is still something going on, or if not, then it just recently stopped or something, but I'm not really that into it anymore. The first generation was a big deal for me. When the second generation came, I was a little kind of lost, but then the third, fourth, who knows, maybe there's 8th generation now. I think around 1,000 Pokemon there are now, and that's just a lot. That's just too much. I mean, I was able to count Pokemon by numbers. I could tell you number 1, Bulbasaur, number 2, and then it would just keep going until 151. And I knew every single one of them. What kind they were, the type, and even abilities, most of them. Abilities in the sense of whatever was in the show, or whatever I saw on the Pokemon cards. But I don't think kids nowadays can memorize all of that 1,000 Pokemon. I mean, come on. There are limits. Although, who knows? Some kids might surprise me. So, I don't want to say anything too much. And some people might be like, I still remember all of the names from all those 1000. So if you are, then I'm impressed already. Yeah. When Pokemon Go came out, ooh, that was something. I don't know if you remember or if you were even interested in that, but when Pokemon Go came out, that summer was probably like one of my, let's say, one of my favorite summers when it comes to human interaction, because everybody was on the street trying to catch stuff. You know, you would see lots of groups of people talking to each other, discussing strategies or where to catch what. Somebody would yell from one side of the street, "There's Hunter here, come over," and everybody would just run through the street, regardless of cars or anything. Nobody would care. I die, at least I got a Hunter, or, you know, got a chance. If they die, they probably wouldn't be able to catch it. But, you know, nobody had any big issues. At least that I was seeing. I'm sure some things happened, but, you know, things happen every day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember like one of my favorite parks in the city center was normally maybe even like Sunday or Saturday midday or afternoon. There would be like a lot of people in normal cases, but that summer, even at night, like 11, 12, there would be like insane amount of people on the street. Not on the street, sorry, in the park. Like that was truly insane. I loved it though. Like everybody talking, you would meet new people. They would tell you like, "Oh, I'm in this team, I'm in that team." I don't remember the team names even. I remember just yellow, blue, and red. I can't remember the names. What were the names? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I can't. But oh wait, Team Instinct I think was yellow one. Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, I was Team Yellow because there was almost nobody in Team Yellow when I started, and I like being on the side of, you know, the weak, let's say. And I thought, you know, it could be cool because Team Blue and Team Green, Team Red, they were basically like fighting with each other. Who's the best? Who's the best? I'm gonna put the highest level Pokemon that you can see in this region. No, I'm going to. And then you would see like a yellow gym with a Magikarp on top of it, just for the sake of, you know, making a statement. So that was cool. A lot of, you know, people coming together, fighting together. Later on they changed the system, I believe, that you couldn't play with a team, or I don't know. I remember thinking that things changed, but I don't remember what that was, honestly. That was also some time ago. Nowadays I don't think many people play. I'm sure some people still do, but not many. So yeah, I did play like maybe 2 years ago or so, a little bit. When COVID started, they gave some additional possibilities to walk in the game, or at least not walk, but I remember some new opportunities came. But honestly speaking, I don't really remember those. But it was also cool. I sound like I don't play it at all. I don't know why I forgot everything, but it was a cool game. I really liked it. I was playing it intensely for a while, but then it faded away. As I said, lots of hobbies, so you cannot stick with one sometimes. And I get usually bored, maybe not that fast, but still, you know, like one of the things I sticked with over the years is probably playing guitar. Whenever I just felt something, happiness, anger, love, whatever it is, not in that order, whatever happens, I always like wanted to play guitar and make some music. May it be some songs that I heard that I wanted to play, I don't know, pop, rock, classical music. My original initial education, let's say, was on classical music, so I really like classical music. So I would play whatever, or I would also write songs. Not many, but I did write some songs, quite a few instrumentals, and some with lyrics. They were cool, but they were just not, you know, I didn't want to publish them or anything. It was for me and my friends, my family, or whoever I was writing the song for. You know how it is. So yeah. Somehow we need to merge these colors, and I'm not sure if I made a mistake or if it's gonna be okay. Maybe let's add some darker shades here, since it is, you know, a bit below. It might not see the sunlight that much. And here as well a little bit. Maybe we can just follow that line. This bit you're probably not seeing that well because of my hand, and I'm sorry for that. But I feel like this is the best angle for you to see, and especially if you're coloring on the other side of the table across from me right now, then probably this works in your favor, that we are doing it across from each other. I like having, you know, like doing activities with somebody, with some friends, partner, etc. And it's always nice, and you can not always, you know, get some friends to do it with you. So I feel like this will be nice to do it together. Or if you're just listening to it to fall asleep, that's also fine. I hope I can, you know, give you enough relaxation when I'm just rambling about random things. Okay, now we can add some of this lighter blue. And I don't know why, but this part seems like the hardest part for me, for some reason. I think when I add the darker blue to this side, it might get back to the rhythm. There might be, I mean, some nice transition. And I added too much. It has lots of different colors. As you can see, that means I messed up quite a bit. But when do we not, right? Okay, so what was that? It was this one. There we go. We fixed it. I don't know if it's the pen, the pencil, or the paper, but something is happening here. So I'm trying to fix that. But oh well. In general, it looks decent, so I guess that's good enough. That is the most important part. There we go. And maybe a little bit higher. let's follow that here. I feel like Bob Ross a little bit. I mean, I wish, but yeah. I keep bringing him up, but he's really like super relaxing. And I also watched some episodes with his son. They were also interesting. I don't know if you've seen them. It's like a family business. Okay, the middle bit we can do a bit later. Let me just try to fix some things here. Oh, I forgot about my tea. That's nice. Okay, now this bit needs to be done properly. So let's just maybe go with this. There we go, more flat. Very lightly. And I think that's good enough for now. Now let's go a little bit more here. Okay, now let's do the same thing here. Let's make the pencil crayon. I honestly don't remember what this is called. It's kind of embarrassing because I've been using this for years and trying to say, like call them by name, and yet I can't. I will eventually Google it, look at some dictionaries, but let's just call them crayons for now. Okay, so the transition is happening. Could be better, honestly. Let's maybe push it a bit more here. There we go. Okay. It's like from darkest to lightest. Oops, we did a little much. There we go. I think this is good enough for the transition. Now let's move on to this side to make it more, let's say, lighter blue. There we go. I still am not sure if this is a good transition. Maybe it's because of this whitish part that I'm feeling that way. I think it worked out nicely. Maybe let's add some more of this darker blue to these. Oh, I forgot about this bottom bit. Although it's not that bad. And for some reason it's lighter color. It probably shouldn't be. Maybe we can go slightly harder on those. And then do the same with the lighter blue. A bit harder. More pressure. I was watching some TV show until yesterday. I recently finished all of the seasons. It's called Norseman. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, but it was just it's really cool. It's a bit let's say a bit of a parody of Viking times, and all of the characters are speaking with Nordic accents. I believe the location is in Norway, so the accent is supposedly Norwegian accent. But it is really cool, and I was just wondering if they were like faking the accent really well as Americans, or if there was like anybody of the any part of the cast that was actually Norwegian or somewhere from there. And I checked it out, and all of the cast and crew, except for a few characters that were supposed to be from other nations, were in fact Nordic, like from Norwegian. I mean, from Norway, I believe. I don't know if they were Norwegian or from Norway for sure, but all of their names had some sort of those, like A with circle or AE together written. And what was the other one? I don't remember, but there was one more letter that was specific to those languages, and I honestly don't know the exact differences between like Finnish, Norwegian, Danish, but it was somewhere from the or Swedish, obviously. But yeah, it was those names were from there, and I actually loved it. Like, it's very authentic, and even as I said, even the crew was from there. So I'm guessing they made it there. It's not a Hollywood kind of production, but very local and very authentic, and I just love it. It's similar to that Indian movie that got really popular, RRR. I don't know if you've seen it. That was also kind of a masterpiece. It's both comedic and, you know, shows you more of their culture, like how they hate the British, but also, you know, like how they behave, the friendships, the family traditions, let's say. So that was also a cool movie. Quite long, I'd say. And obviously there were some scenes that defied physics rules, as they sometimes do in those movies, but still I really liked it. It was a cool movie. So that one also got quite popular all over the world, I believe. And this TV show also was, you know, fairly popular, I guess, or at least it came to me. So yeah, I liked it. And that accent is also super lovely, and whenever I'm talking or thinking even, I'm thinking with that accent in my head, like all of the words come out that way, and I don't even have that accent myself, but I got so used to it. I love it. There was a phase of mine where I was speaking with this accent, that accent. I was doing them, you know, pretty decent, but then I forgot how to get back. So it took me a while to get back to some sort of my original accent, although I don't think I have much of an accent. It's just a mixture of everything at this point. Let's just sharpen this a bit. Okay, I think it's turning out to be pretty nice. This dragon, the color transitions and everything. Yeah, I'm actually quite liking it. I could do some more of that bit, but let's just go with this first. It's sometimes hard to see which angle is which, but when you look hard enough, you can see it. Or you can just go with your gut and imagine that it is exactly how you thought it was. There are no wrong answers, you know? It's our painting, drawing. whatever we want, we can do. I could just make a sun in the middle of this and it would still be art because it's mine. But I'm a bit of a more realistic person. Sometimes it's a plus, sometimes it's a minus, especially when it comes to art where you're supposed to be more free. But I do like the, let's say, freedom that you have, at least the idea of freedom, even though I sometimes restrict myself willingly. There we go. I am assuming that these ones are still on that part, and that bit continues like that and becomes the tail from there. So having said that, I think this needs to be colored accordingly. Right, this might be the leg. Well, whoops. I guess the leg is a little bit bluish now. I will add some more blue into it so that it doesn't mix with this head spikes. I don't know what those are, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, let's see, this is better. This is one arm that I know. The other one is probably, yeah, it's probably this one. It wouldn't make sense for the tail to go between the arms. Well, still, I'd say it works. It might be a bit too dark there. I think it's taking too much attention. Yeah, I don't like it that much. Maybe like... let's clean this a little bit. And I got way too intense about this drawing and forget about my tea again. Delicious. Chamomile tea. Best. Okay, I think it's fairly lighter. Maybe a bit more here. There we go. Although now I will need to, oh, sorry about the sound. I will need to add more purple to this. There we go. Okay, I think that's pretty decent. This is also supposed to be dark, so I'm just going to add some more darkness to it. Okay. And now this one, since this is most likely what I used in the previous bits, like there. Okay. I don't know what that line was supposed to be in the middle, but I just let that one go. And maybe some more of this here. I didn't know what to do with those parts, so they're a little bit whitish. There we go. Maybe a little bit of this pinkish purple and I guess that works for now. I think I just mixed them up. Okay, let's keep these together, and let's keep these two together so that I know which belongs to which part. Okay. There we go. Now that's nice. I think we're gonna need one more session to finish this, because I don't see all of this being done yet. But I think in the next session it should all be over, and then we can move on to the next one. I don't know which drawing I'm going to pick for the next one, but I guess we will see. If you have any requests that you might have seen from this book, you can let me know. But if not, I will just select something and I will go with that one. I don't think you'll be very attached to any particular drawing unless you have the same book and you're really wondering how it's going to turn out. But other than that, I guess you'll be fine. I didn't stay within the lines. They teach us that in kindergarten. Come on. Pretty much it's okay. Not perfect, but doable. Okay. Alright, I guess it'll be this much for the day. I hope you all enjoyed this time, relaxed, maybe even fallen asleep, or finished your own drawing, painting, and you're very proud of it right about now. So I thank you all for joining me, keeping me company, and I will see you next time. Goodbye everyone, and good night.